Hi, my name is Rod Madsen. I'm a Senior Product Manager here at LI-COR Biosciences. I'm a Product Manager in the plant physiology domain, and today I'm going to talk about what you would have received if you got the LI-6800F Portable Photosynthesis System package. We have a bunch of different packages. Some include chemicals, some do not include chemicals, some include extra chemicals. We have a package that doesn't even include an accessory case. But in general, this is what you would have received if you would have ordered the LI-6800F package. We're going to start with the main instrument case right here. When you open that up, you're going to see the main part of the instrument, the console, with the different columns on the back, and these columns are used to condition the air, whether you add water or take away water or scrub CO2. That's what these columns are for. That's the console for the LI-6800. You also would receive this cable, which connects between the console and the sensor head that I'm about to pull out here. Again, this is the F package, so it includes a fluorometer, and so I'm pulling out the sensor head that includes the fluorometer shown here, and this is the sensor head for the LI-6800F package. We also have documentation. The main manual shown right here for this system is in this slot. There's also additional literature, a quick start guide for somebody who just receives the instrument and just wants a really quick overview on what they've received and how to, for example, how to load the chemical columns is one thing that we've highlighted in here and what they're used for. This instrument also includes 3 slots and 3 different batteries, lithium-ion batteries, to power the system. The system only needs 2, so we do provide an extra battery. You also would have received an Ethernet cable for communication, a quantum sensor with calibration documentation to attach to your LI-6800 sensor head and input the coefficients into the software. So that's the main instrument case for this system. We also have an accessory case shown here. The accessory case is nice because aside from the CO2 cylinders, which I'll talk about at the end, you essentially get everything you need to operate this instrument in this case, starting with this nice spares kit and this fully contained in this plastic case, additional screws, O-rings, we have a screwdriver, we have tubing, a number of different accessories and spares that you would use over time for your LI-6800 system. We have different chemicals here. The first one being the sorbite orange. This sorbite orange is used in replace of the Dryrite chemical. If you're used to the Dryrite, it had a blue color, and when it was exhausted, it would turn purple. This is a bright orange color, and when it gets exhausted, it turns white. And so there are some differences with these chemicals. That's actually included in a different video on the support site, and I'll talk more about that. Additionally, we continue to include soda lime to scrub CO2 from the system, and those chemicals are also included in the accessories kit. The one chemical we no longer include is the Stuttgarter Moss, which was part of the humidifier system. We went away from that. We now have an empty column here with Nafion tubing, and so a user would add water directly to this piece right here, and it's sealed at the top, and so it mitigates water from even having an opportunity to enter the system. In the past, we told you to remove this when you're storing it or traveling with it. We probably would still recommend that, but it's not as much required because of the seal now on this new humidifier system. Again, there's an additional video that talks about that on our support site. Finally, on this accessories case, at least the first layer here, we have a zero kit where you can zero your analyzer if you don't have the gases to do so. The nice part about this accessory case is it pulls apart and there's a second layer. In this second layer, the first thing we have is a carrying harness, and this carrying harness can be used to free up your hands so you can attach the console to it. We have a couple of clips, and it's nice because it frees up your hands to allow the user to attach to his center of gravity, his or her center of gravity. We also have a single bay battery charger, and so I said earlier that we include 3 batteries. You can charge 2 of them on board the console, and that third could be used here to charge with a single bay charger. The accessory case also includes a tripod, a very flexible tripod actually. This tripod can be used for both the console or the sensor head. If you use it with the sensor head, we also have this pan head, which gives a much greater degree of rotation when clamping on a plant, for example. And so that's the pan head. Finally, in this accessory case, we have a power supply. So if you're in the lab and don't want to use the batteries, or maybe you have access to power outside, we have a power supply which connects directly to the instrument and doesn't extinguish the batteries. You can also charge the batteries using that power supply. Earlier I mentioned a spares kit. The fluorometer and our many of our other chambers, specifically our 3x3 chamber, we include apertures. And so these leaf apertures are included with the fluorometer. We get an extra set. The default set on the instrument is 6 square centimeters that you would receive, but you also have these 2 square centimeter apertures if you want to clamp on smaller leaves or smaller leaf area. If you want to cover the whole surface of the chamber, you can use these apertures. The 3x3 system includes 3 apertures, the standard 3x3, a 2x3, and a 1x3 aperture. So keep those in mind as you use the instrument and clamp on various plants. So that is the complete system and all the accessories that you would receive within the 2 cases. In a separate box, you also get these CO2 cylinders, most likely 3 boxes of them. Each one contains 25 cylinders to be used for your CO2 injector system on the instrument. And with that is everything included in the LI-6800F package. For more information, more videos about specifics within the system, I already mentioned the chemicals. We have a nice extensive video on what chemicals to use, when to use them, if you want to use some of the different chemicals from the past, and why you wouldn't want to do that. And so we have that video and many other resources on our website. You can contact us directly. You can also get a hold of us through our distribution partners around the world. Thank you.